Welcome to your own channel AC Astro. 13th July is the date when the most important planet, Saturn, is going to retrograde. Now, how it will impact, especially for the people who are in the Sadhasati or in the natal chart, if your Saturn is retrograde, what impact it will? Let's welcome Akashji from Calgary, Kenya. Namaskar, Ram Ram.
Namaskar, Rohitji. Ram Ram. Thank you so much, everyone. Welcome to AC Astro and your own channel where you listen for all the transits and about astrology. Here we go, Rohitji. This is how it looks. 13th of July onwards, we will see that Saturn is getting retrograde. क्या हो रहा है? Today I am also retrograde, I guess. Yeah. I'm not able to find the right key. So, Rohitji, we will start with this beautiful story of Shani Dev, why he got retrograde, how the planets got retrograde in the first place. In the ancient age of cosmic balance, Rohitji, we know that there was a very big event that happened, and that is the Samudra Manthan to obtain Amrita, the nectar of immortality. As they churned with Mount Mandara and Vasuki as the rope. Vasuki is the snake that you see in the in the neck of Lord Shiva, and it is the king of snakes, Vasuki. Here, he was used as a rope, to churn the Mount Mandara and get, beautiful things out of the ocean. A dreadful poison named Halahal, we say, rose from the depths so potent that even drop could destroy the three words. Panic spread amongst Devtas and Asuras that who is going to consume this venom now? The skies darkened, and that time itself held its breath. All eyes turned to Mahadev, Lord Shiva, the greatest ascetic who transcends time and karma. With infinite compassion, Shiva drank the halal poison to protect the universe, but the poison was too deadly. His throat turned blue, earning him the name Neelakantha. That's why, Kantha means the throat and Neela means blue. So he had the power, Lord Shiva. He was such a big yogic, such a big yogic that he had the power to contain the poison in one of his glands in his throat only, not going down in his body. Yet the toxic, began to radiate out. Even Lord Shiva's divine body trembled with this heat because it was. Just imagine it could destroy three worlds, and one person who owns these three worlds is just consuming it. At that moment, Shani, son of Surya, a devotee of Mahadev, stepped forward. Shani is known for his detachment, discipline, and karma phala. That means giving you the right results for your actions. He gives results based on deeds. Seeing Shiva suffer, Shani offered a unique penance. O Mahadev, Lord of all motion and stillness, I will reverse my course through the skies. Let my retrograde motion draw the karmic heat of this poison away from you and into the world. Let me carry the burden. Lord Shiva opened his eyes, seeing the humility in Shani's act. Retrograde motion was not natural for grahas. It was a form of tapasya, an act of cosmic sacrifice. From that day on, Rohitji, when Saturn retrograde, it is said that it's pulling back the karmic tides, absorbing toxic karma from the universe and helping humans reflect and correct. The best thing or to define a retrograde motion, Rohitji, is, re-evaluation, nothing more than that. The poison was not just physical, it symbolized collective negativity, greed, pride, and ignorance. No one wanted to consume it, Rohiji. The poison, like, today also, if we have poison and if we have any other good drink, we will not go for poison because it has the problems. Same way, retrograde Saturn reminds us of deep karmic responsibility to introspect, withdraw from ego, and take ownership. If in difficult times you do not help people or you do not move forward, then no one will come when your time is difficult. This is another way to understand this kind of stories. Saturn did not just become retrograde in motion, he became retrograde in service, moving against the tide of time to balance dharma, karma, and cosmic order. Now, Shani's retrograde reflects a pause to absorb collective karma just as he absorbed the heat of halahal. Lord Shiva's Neelakantha remind us that great power is in holding, suffering without reacting, a trait of Saturn. And retrograde motion of any planet, not only Saturn, is revaluation, responsibility, and redemption. This is what exactly it means, Rohitji. So when we go into depth of the stories, we understand that, everyone says retrograde planet, oh, it will be worse, this, that, what. No, retrograde is another chance, another point where you're getting another offer, another chance to pull back your act together. That's how it works. Now, since Shani Dev is a little bit of challenging planet, when we come to, like, no one likes discipline. Everyone wants to be free. But Saturn is a little bit difficult planet when it comes to such things. It puts, impact on us. And that's where we will feel little bit of overwhelmed also when Saturn becomes retrograde. For that, I will go into individual, ascendants, like signs, to make sure that you know that exactly what are the areas where you need to be careful about. Okay, Rohitji. But before that, 30th of August, we are doing new and live astrology classes. So those who have joined, all the best, welcome. And those who want to join, the number is on the screen, 403-493-1188, and link is in the description for readings. And also remember that this is a live class. Okay, it will be very live, one-on-one. Here we go, Rohitji. Moving forward, Aries ascendant people. Now, Saturn gets retrograde in the sign of Pisces. Saturn entered into Pisces on 29th of March 2025 and 13th of July till 28th of November. For 5 months, around 140 days, Saturn will be retrograde in this motion here. Now, 12th house is the house that is related to isolation, related to spirituality, expenditure, moksha, enemies, sleep pattern, your health wise. When we look at this place, it is related to the eyes, it is related to the subconscious mind, any dream patterns, everything is seen from the 12th house. Here, Saturn is making a relationship with the second house, with the sixth house, and with the eighth house because of the aspects of Saturn. Because Saturn is putting the third aspect, the seventh, and the 10th aspect. Here, now retreats, if there is anything that has been decided related to spiritual growth or pilgrimage, it may be reconsidered, or there can be changes in your plan. That is the number one thing that happens here. Expenses related to hospitals, legal matters, or travel may resurface, either for you, either for your relative. Now you have to understand this. Saturn is putting an aspect on the second house of family. So sometimes family wise also, there can be a little bit of expenses that can now increase, or some expenses which you were trying to avoid. Now this is the time it will come on surface and you will have to do the expenses, but it will be for good reasons only. If it's legal matters also, positively, because Saturn is looking at the sixth and the eighth house, it is in your favor. So you will really feel very benefit out of this time. Saturn is the 10th house lord in the 12th house. It is the 11th house lord in the 12th house. Now, when we talk about 10th house lord in the 12th house, if there are some opportunities that has come from foreign countries, you have accepted it, you are working on it, this is the time that you need to be very, very careful, as visa or immigration delays may repeat or reverse. Sometimes there is possibility that if you are going through a very tough time, very, very difficult time related to getting visa, this is the time that you really get it back. So that positivity is there. Now, another problem is that if you have applied for a visa, or if you're applied during this retrograde period, it can delay for a very long time. That is how, this period is all about. Sometimes, Rohiji, because Saturn is sitting in the 12th house, and 12th house is also called the feet, the legs, the feet, that area, sometimes some pain related to feet can come. There is possibility, if your sleep disorders are going very, very sleepless nights we can get. For that, we have Saturn remedies is very, very important. Those who are going through Saturn Mahadasha Antardesha may feel more problem during this time, because what is happening is that Saturn is trying to pull back everything from you. When Saturn becomes retrograde, it is trying to pull back everything from you. In this, it is pulling back your sleep pattern. It is trying to telling you to come into a lot of discipline, lot of rethinking about your about your habits, about your bad habits also. So we will talk about that. Saturn is related to joint pains, so some joint pains can happen, especially in the feet, in the fingers of the feet, and some joint pains can be seen during this time, or can be help happening. For that, castor oil is a very, very good option. Please apply castor oil on your legs. It will be very, very useful for you. Now, Saturn's third aspect on the second house. This is the time that financially, if you have been overspending, if there is, you're not making sure your responsibilities are taken care of, this is the time that you will have to get into a lot of discipline and take up all the family responsibilities. Many times, without inviting also, you get all the family responsibilities during this period when Saturn is retrograde, just to test you how powerful you can handle this stress situation. So do not panic. It is just a matter that Saturn is related to ethical investments. So make sure that the investments you're doing is ethically very correct. Otherwise, many people may get into scams or problems whenever you show greed here. This is also what happens. Second house is also the house that is related to your speech, your food habits, and savings. It requires a very structured and very controlled. Sometimes in retrograde motion, you tend to move back from your commitment also, that you have done some commitment, you have spoken and said, okay, I commit, I will do this, but now you want to have an escape out of it. This is also where we have to be very careful and not escape. In fact, find strategies to fulfill that commitment. This is what is required. We don't want to run away, we want to make sure we fulfill. On the other hand, the seventh aspect of Saturn is on the sixth house, unresolved legal problems, sometimes workplace conflict, or some old people who have been in your workplace must have quit and now they are back again. So rift or that kind of problems can come, and this can only come when it is related to you working on a team basis, like you working in a team together. In this time, it is important for you to be absolutely careful and very attentive to your environment. People can play politics against you because of the kind nature and the placement of Saturn, which is a little bit of vulnerable in the 12th house. It is the Dushtana. Saturn gives good results, but when it becomes retrograde, it becomes a little bit vulnerable. So here you can also become that vulnerable. People can take advantage of you. Like all the work is done by you, and suddenly some other person will take all the credit, and you will say, "Oh, what the hell is completely lost for me?" That is the kind of feeling that you may feel during this time. And in fact, enemies from the past might reappear. Sometimes suddenly they will show up that, okay, you know what, I want to do again. The lawsuit ended again, there will be someone who's saying, okay, let me do it something else. So these kind of things can happen. For that also, we have to be extremely attentive our environment, and also no gossiping, like no backbiting, no gossiping. This is absolutely required. When we look at the 10th aspect of Saturn, it is happening on the ninth house. Sorry, it is happening on the happening on the ninth house. By mistake, it is in the eighth house here, but it is happening in the ninth house. Sorry. A past guru figure or moral conflict will resurface. There can be possibility in the philosophical area. You have little bit of difference of opinion, but if a past guru comes to your life, or a mentor or a boss comes to your life, they are here to actually put you into discipline, put your destiny into a very fixed, very nice pattern. So welcome that with open hearts. Now, foreign education and sometimes religious beliefs may also be revisited or doubted. There is a possibility that you may ask that, if am I going to foreign country, is it the right choice for me, is the right option for me, should I do this, should I not do this, that kind of feeling. On the other hand, even religious beliefs that, okay, this is the remedies I do, these are the mantras I do, now it is difficult period, if this is not working, I don't believe in God, such kind of feelings can come. We know this kind of feelings will come when such kind of heavy planets are aspecting the places. But what we need to do, we need to be very optimistic, we need to be very, very extremely what do you say extremely submissive. Surrender is the quality right now we require. We have to also see that the ninth house is aspected by Jupiter as well. So that means there is positivity there. Saturn's aspect is not going to completely make your destiny difficult. But on the other hand, we have to make sure that we do not disrespect other religions or people, or get into heated arguments, debate related to religion or related to your belief system. And very great thing is to excellent time to end a bad habit, especially break addictions and shed excess baggages, loan. It is also a time that you really get an idea how to repay your loans or the debts that is so much accumulated in your life. So overall, it's a 50-50 period where things related to all these houses, second house, sixth house, ninth house, these are the houses where things related to all the aspects of these houses will become a little bit of more slower, which will give you more time to act on it wisely and take right decisions. All the best, guys. There is a link below in the comment section for reading, because many people ask that how do we book. So many people are emailing and putting the thing on website. There's a WhatsApp link, only you click on it and directly you will come on WhatsApp. So that will help you the most. All the best, guys. Have a great transit. And the live astrology classes from 30th of August onwards, where we do advanced astrology learning, is there. Or those who will take this, they already get the basic one for free. So all the best for this. Now, Taurus ascendant people. Saturn is the most yoga karka planet. That means one of the most awesome planets for all the Taurus ascendant people. And here it is sitting in the 11th house after 29th of March 2025. Now, as Taurus ascendant, you can feel, and you must be feeling over the past few weeks and months, that isolation is becoming more. You want to be in a lot of solitude. You don't want to meet people. You want to be completely into isolation. And this is the time that the isolation will break for a moment, because your old friends or associates from your karmic circle will re-enter your life to nurture it, to give you more power, to give support you. Sometimes if you have very big goals or you have very big tasks to complete, or there is a group like you in your office, you're in like 5 6 people of group and you are on a task, there may be delay, because it is Saturn is reading retrograde for everyone in this world, so delay in every place. But there may be delay in fulfilling large goals during this time. Income may also become stagnant, because this is also the house of gains, like money, monetary gains, and Saturn here is in yoga karka. So understand, Bhagya Lord sitting in the 11th house retrograde means sometimes income can feel little bit of challenged here, especially when it comes to income that is coming from a big group of people. If you have 6 7 8 contracts from the same company, for example, there you will feel a little bit of challenge here. Those people who have been promised that we will give you some raise and this that, again there will be time, there may be problem. And there can be issues like restructuring in the company, some other decisions, group changing, changes of your duties. These are the things that can happen, but it will be for benefic reasons only, because Saturn is a yoga karaka. That means one of the most amazing planets for Taurus ascendant people. Here, the third aspect of Saturn is on the first house, self-esteem. See, first house is the house that tells about our body, our face, our attitude, our self, our physical outlook. On top of that, wealth, health, fame, every aspect of life. Here, this is the time that your self-esteem and your body image may feel restricted, and you may somehow want to transform yourself into basically this is the time to take feedback from other people, or maybe other people must have given you feedback that what has happened to you, you are suddenly putting on weight, what has happened to you, you're suddenly losing weight. So this is the time to come into absolute restructuring of your body, your face, your mind, your attitude. This is the time to actually do penance also, especially related to, if see, third aspect of Saturn is the aspect of effort. The effort aspect is on the first house of yourself. This is the time to put effort in yourself. Do not ignore yourself. We are always, I've seen Taurus ascendant people, what is the problem with them? They are so damn caring. They are so like devoted towards other people's happiness, Rohitji. Like they do not care about themselves, and that is where issues really come. If you don't care about yourself, this Saturn is going to be very difficult for you during this 5 months. This is the time to do self-care. Try to nurture yourself. Try to, pamper yourself. That is what is required. Also, it is the house of identity. Time to restructure your identity with maturity and responsibility. Sometimes it is not that other people will only support us. Saturn says that we have to do it everything ourselves. So this is the time to step in, take big risks, take big steps here. Now, because Saturn is aspecting your fifth house, past romantic entanglements, or past partners, that is very good. Like if you have been waiting for someone that it was a breakup happened, now I want him back. This is the time to again go into that situation and extract that person out in a very beautiful way, in a very ethical way, in a very committed way. There is also possibility those who are trying for childbirth and have been getting through problems or delays. This is the time that Saturn aspecting this place and getting retrograde. Also, I have seen in many charts when retrograde Saturn is placed by chance in 11th house, not in this way, after multiple try they really succeed. So this is a time of succeeding in progeny also. Same way for education, if you have applied somewhere, it did not work out earlier, apply again now, and it is going to work out, because this is the time that Saturn is telling, let's repair everything related to the fifth house. Even it is related to educational pursuits, right? You may feel mental fatigue, rethink creative paths. These are some challenges that you will feel, but at least you will be able to achieve what you are able to achieve. There is delay, there is no denial. That is what Saturn really means. And the 10th aspect on the 8th house, that means long buried secrets, inheritance, or taxes. Money from taxes may come. Sometimes those who are going through a difficult period, problems related to tax money can also come. Sometimes it may resurface that suddenly you're getting a letter saying that pay this tax. That kind of things are also there. So make sure that during this 5 months and the beginning of retrograde period, get everything sorted. If you have not sorted out, then 8th house is a little bit of very difficult house, by the way. And Jupiter is also aspecting here. Now this means that it will give growth to this house. Very good when it comes to inheritance. Let's inheritance come to us, that is good. But taxes, like any problem with the government, should not come. That is what is the number one thing we need to understand here. Now sometimes, you know because 8th house is also the house related to trauma or traumatic experiences or some psychological disorders, there may be revision, there may be flashes back, or maybe your subconscious mind may start thinking such things. But in an overall level, you see, it is positive, because this is the time you can put an end to such kind of old psychological or traumas, and especially with lot of maturity that you show, and the kind of power that Saturn has given to you over a very long period of time. And your network karma is under scrutiny. Clear out superficial bonds, those people who are just not useful for you, those people who have been always demotivating you, who are not supposed to be putting you into the right path. It deep down, that okay, this is not the person for me, he's always trying to manipulate me, this, that, whatnot. Finish the ties. That is how powerful this time is for you to realize these things. And a loss of gain is also a gain of time and clarity. So remember, if any losses happen during this time, if you're about to sign a contract, it suddenly goes away, drops off, remember that that is not the end, that is just the delay. There is no denial. Keep trying more and more. Those who are 10th house lord in the 11th house retrograde, those who are going for interviews and getting rejected, again going back, rejected, don't give up. Give more power, more determination, and manifest that you're already working. That kind of ideology is required during the Saturn retrograde period. Okay, all the best, guys. So now there is a number here, 403-493-1188, and link is in the description for reading. So when you go to the description, first link you click, it will bring you to the WhatsApp, so you don't even have to enter the number also. That's what technology is. And one good news is that new and live astrology classes will start from 30th of August, which is live. And those who are enrolling already, almost it has been enrolled. I don't know why every time the team puts this, but those who are joining now, they will get the previous course also for free, so that you can learn that and then join this. So it's absolutely fun filled astrology, so you can become like good prediction, like you can see your chart and say, okay, this is what period I am into, and this is what things can now turn out to be. So all the best. Gemini ascendant people, Roichi. Now Saturn is getting retrograde from 13th of July till 20th of November 2025. So July, August, September, October, November. 5 months, 140 days, 145, 140 days is what Saturn get retrogrades for. Now here, 10th house is where Saturn came into your chart from 29th of March 2025. Ideally, those people who had started Sari Sati, Dhaiya and stuff, you must have seen that, work-wise, things have suddenly become very slow. Or things are, the pace that it was at, suddenly things are not in that. There is a lot of uncertainty in the work area. Sometimes because Saturn is looking at the 12th house, many people shift their location. Sometimes they go to foreign countries. Sometimes from foreign country, they come back. Sometimes they are changing their offices, going to new places, joining new places. Sometimes also quitting the jobs or getting laid off, like such kind of problems, depending on your dasha, antardasha, mahadasha, we will see, and that we can understand. But here, this is the time of extreme stress coming back to you in your workplace. And this stress is good stress, because those people who are not working and have no stress, ask me, I talk to them regularly. They are saying that even we get like the worst environment of work, we just need work right now. So that's how blessed those who are working right now are. Now, bosses or work responsibilities from the past may return. There is possibility, even if you are looking for any other job or any other job prospects, try to reach out to your ex-bosses or ex-colleagues, because there is a possibility that you may see that they are helping you during this time. There is also possibility that work responsibilities which were eased down are now coming with full force. You have too much work on your head. Professionally, There can be possibility, because it's a retrograde motion. Retrograde means re-evaluation. So you may be asked to redo a task or re-earn your reputation, that okay, you know what, it's been long, you need to prove yourself again. That kind of situations is what you are going to be going into, rather than taking it as a egoistic approach, that what the hell do you think, am I not capable enough? No, this is a big challenge to make sure that your benchmark or your, your status becomes so powerful that next time no one has the dare to even ask you to reperform. That kind of challenge is what you should take. Whenever planets, they react or act, they don't have any personal enmity with you, right? They have enmity with the karmas. They have to be giving you results of the karmas. So here, this is the time that egoistic approach can be counted as bad karmas. It is better to take everything as a challenge, and you are so powerful. The most intelligent ascendant in all of the 12 ascendants is Gemini ascendant. How can we say that you cannot take challenges? You are the one who take challenges and have the most analytical power. The analytics, the kind of brain, the kind of thinking, the kind of calculation that Gemini ascendant people do. Only Virgo ascendant have that capability because it is ruled by Mercury as well. But you are like very special people when it comes to analytics. You will, in fact, intuitiveness, when it called intuitive also. Gemini ascendant people are very intuitive. Now, because Saturn is putting an aspect on the 12th house, now secret deals or international partnerships may delay. So, if you are doing something under the table, if you're doing applied for a job abroad and you're supposed to be on the final verge, there may be a sudden kind of a stall coming in, which may irritate you, which may create a little bit of imbalance in your head. But that does not mean we will stop trying. We will keep trying during this time, because other planets, Venus is going to transit into good places, the lord of the 12th house. 12th house will get aspect of other planets. So there are so many things, that are other things that are going to happen. So Saturn alone does not decide your destiny. But if you're going to Saturn Mahadasha Antardasha, then international partnerships or international communication that you're supposed to receive from international areas may be a little bit of delayed here. Legalities involving foreign trade, hospitals, or donations may return. There can be possibility, if you're working for a foreign organization, there may be new paperwork that you will do. Hospitals, or if there is anything that has to do with your family members, especially your mother or your partner, because Saturn is putting two aspects different places, may require sometimes hospital visits. So for that also you have to be very, very ready. And because Saturn is a very pious planet, it is looking in the 12th house of charity, donation, because it is expenses, right? So expenditure related to spirituality or donations or charity, philanthropy will come during this time. I suggest that Saturn also rules animals. So in this time you should do animal donation for animals. All the four-legged animals are ruled by Saturn. Those who give leather are ruled by Saturn. There is one very great remedy. If your Saturn is giving you a lot of trouble, take a hammer, like a brand new hammer, and give it to a mason, like someone who's working on the road or something, like gift him this hammer. Saturn becomes extremely happy, because iron is connected to Saturn energy. Seventh aspect on the fourth house, now real estate or maternal responsibilities will reawaken. There's going to be possibility of you doing some real estate deals during this time, or your maternal real estate or something from your mother is coming to you as inheritance, because Saturn is also a planet of inheritance, of legacies. So this is the time that something like that can happen. Vehicle, land, if you're buying any vehicle, it may delay. Now there can be possibility, if your construction is happening of your house or something, you may face some delays there also. But delay is good, because it gives you more time to reevaluate that if you're making the right decision, or if you are just making your decisions based on what you say, impulsiveness. This is not a time of being impulsive. If you're going to Saturn Mahadasha Antardasha, then extremely not a time for being impulsive at all. When we talk about the 10th aspect of Saturn on the 7th house, this is very good aspect. Karmas with your spouse, there is lot of karma communication, karma, like how do I say, like both unite now and you do karmic activities together. On the other hand, there is possibility that even with your business partners, you will see that lot of things related to status, related to expansion is now coming into play. And the reason is, ascendant has Jupiter, which is one of the most benefic planet, putting the seventh aspect here. That means growth in partnerships, and it will be more ethical, more disciplined growth in partnership that we will see when Saturn becomes retrograde here. But sometimes it also gives us a idea of you know, if someone is trying to exploit us, like trying to, you know, there's unequal partnerships, or you know, sometimes some people are taking advantage of us, this is the time that things may come to surface, and possibility of separation or reconciliation also. Such kind of you know, emotions can be there right now, that you know, let's reconciliation should happen, or you know, we should completely separate because you have been trying to cheat me. Saturn brings many things from the past to surface during the time it is retrograde, so that you see the real face of people during this time. Work also becomes about more long term impact rather than short term gains. This is a time that you will say, okay, you know what, always short term gains, I go for it, it delays, let me do long term gains, because even if it delays, I finally get some big chunk out of it. That's how positive this time is. In fact, health of the elders in the family completely needs attention, because Saturn is looking at the fourth house of your family with the seventh aspect, which is a very powerful aspect. It is the house of Mercury also, which is the Lagna Lord. So in this situation, sisters, older grandparents, and mother is the primary area where there should be concern. Older sisters, huh? Older sisters. Other than that, time for restructure your public image and career goals, and make sure that you come out victorious in this 5 months. If any challenges come in the workplace, take it as challenge, not as ego war. That is the biggest, you know, mantra for the Saturn retrograde period. Do subscribe, because your subscription means a lot to us. And there is this 4034931188. There is a link for readings in the description below. You can, you know, book your reading through that, and we can connect over your chart to understand which planet is where and what kind of results are you getting. Even on transit areas, if you're trying to make any big decisions, we can work out something around that. And new and live astrology classes, advanced astrology, is starting from, you know, 30th of August. For that also, everyone is welcome. You can, again, the same link, you can ask Samantha about the syllabus and understand how astrology works and plays in our life. All the best. Cancer ascendant. Now, when we talk about Cancer ascendant, 13th of July till 28th of November 2025, for 5 months, around 140 days, Saturn gets retrograde every year, and this is the time that Saturn is getting retrograde for you. Now, in the ninth house of your higher learning, studies, education, mentorship, guru, spiritual teacher, spirituality, dharma, in this house is where Saturn entered. And you know, things related to this house are in absolute, what you say, absolute highlight right now. If you're going to Saturn Mahadasha Antardasha, like my wife Rohiji, she's Cancer ascendant, she lost her job when Saturn became direct, like in end of January. She's still not got anything. So you know, things delay here. When Saturn is in the ninth house, your destiny and many things related to destiny delays here. Saturn is the seventh house lord and the eighth house lord. Health wise also, there can be a lot of ups and downs that maybe everyone may be facing during this period when Saturn entered into the ninth house. Now, one positive things, this is the time that it is Saturn is getting retrograde in the house of your belief system, in the house of your dharma system, in the house of your religious system. This is the time that old beliefs will no longer serve, and it is time to revise your spiritual framework. You will see that anything that has to do with more and more, what do you say, more and more validation that we always require from, you know, that are we spiritually doing wrong. Like many people I talk to, they say, I don't eat non-veg on Thursday, I don't eat non-veg on Tuesday. This does not make any sense, because other days are not crucial, or what, like what happens on Monday, like what happens on Wednesday. So that is like, these kind of beliefs are no longer, you know, going to serve you. You have to transform in a bigger way. Spiritually, big transformations has to come. This little transformation where you are trying to who are you trying to cheat? That is the question here. Like, are we trying to, if you want to eat non-veg, eat every day, or don't eat it completely. So you know, don't say that, okay, Tuesday I don't eat, so you know, I'm doing very good. So such kind of belief systems is which Saturn will now trigger, and you will have to change with time. Ninth house is also the house that is related to, you know, anything to do with legal matters. Now many people also say that sixth house is the house related to legal matters. Sixth house is the house related to enemies, but any judicial matters is seen from the ninth house. You will see that Legal or university, like any kind of higher education, legal and judicial system, something may delay or may, pause right now. You may not get your right solution during this time. For that, many kind of remedies are there, Rohitji, which needs to be done. Some of the beautiful remedies are here, Rohitji. Some of the beautiful remedies are here, and sometimes we need to do a lot of remedies depending on personal charts, that what and how things are going to be. Saturn also has few aspects here, and you will see that Saturn is aspecting the first aspect, and more than placement of Saturn, aspects really matter. Huh? Saturn, wherever it is placed, it tries to be very calm down and relaxed, but where it looks, it is the places that are in absolute highlight, like with very, very power halogen bulbs. That's how heat it produces there. And here the third aspect is on the 11th house. Now, if there are recognitions or rewards that you have been waiting for, they can delay. Even your social circle, there may be some communication problems in your social circles, or this is the time that you need to reevaluate your social circles. Friendships with older or foreign people may take a lot of center stage, because Saturn is sitting in the ninth house of different culture, like meeting different culture people. Many Cancer ascendant people may be also learning different languages, learning any different, even if they have done education, they may be now doing some courses. Saturn comes to the ninth house and puts an aspect on the third house. Such people's skills start developing. The seventh aspect on the third house also means that communication blocks with siblings, with friends, with acquaintances, with colleagues. This is the time that open up. In fact, courage also opens up. If there is, in worst case, if your Saturn is very, very difficult in your birth chart, or you're going through a very difficult mahadasha, it can also block, your like maybe, become isolated, no friends, really alone, feeling very, very isolated. That also is another extreme of Saturn that can happen here. If you look at Saturn with the third aspect on the seventh house, sorry, the aspect on the seventh house, the seventh aspect on the third house, this also makes one more big statement, that there can be delays in travel. If you are expecting any kind of travel, it is a time to rethink, reevaluate that travel, and see that if you are doing it on the right time, right place, right purpose, everything is required here. Sometimes this is the time which is very importantly good. Your courage redefines itself. That means the hobby, the skills that you have, you are here in that area to take risk, to start up something. That is how beautiful this time also is there. It tells you that, okay, let's go back again. I was supposed to do this, but I never did it. Let me start it again. It can take a little bit of time, but it can really materialize. So if you're thinking about any startups or any new things, absolutely important and beautiful time for you to take things forward. Now the 10th aspect of Saturn is on the 6th house of service and health. Now see, Saturn is a planet. If you are in disciplinary positions, your health and everything will become very good. But sometimes it is a time to reevaluate your daily work, daily routines, like any kind of daily routines and daily ideas, that what you are doing, how things are working for you, what are you doing wrong. In fact, in enemies also, it is a time to withdraw from enemies. It is a time for withdrawal, like those people who have been dragging for a very long time, withdraw from them. Try to live with peace. This is also the time it says that many people who are not able to diagnose diseases or not able to get solution for their diseases, they are going to get a lot of solution. But you have to pay attention to few things like immunity, because Saturn can make you overwhelming, during this time. Your gut health also is very important, and the most important, because of the 10th aspect of Saturn on the 6th house of enemies from your work, the old conflicts can resurface. For that, we have to be very sure that if you're challenged, very good. If not challenged, don't poke yourself, don't bring things on surface your own self. Because Saturn is in a placement of the ninth house of higher learning, so your karmas with teachers, gurus and father figures will undergo very karmic rebalance. That means sometimes those people who you disrespected are going to come back haunting you, and you have to ask for forgiveness during this time. And karmic debts of higher knowledge from past lives will ripen now. That means if there is any karmic debt that is there from the past life, you have to pay it right now. Your destiny is going to not allow you to move forward with that debt. It has to settle it. This is what happens here. Sometimes you have to pay a higher price for settling your past debts also. but with pure devotion, proper remedies, you can navigate this time beautifully. Okay, so now this is a very, very extremely great time. So let's wish all the Cancer ascendant people all the best and handle with care. That is what I say for all the Cancer ascendant people. And do subscribe, because if you subscribe, it's free for you, but it gives us a lot of motivation to make beautiful videos, do a lot of research. Thank you. And there is a link here, 403-493-1188, and link is below for readings. With 30th of August onwards, we are doing new and live astrology classes, advanced astrology. So all the best, those who have joined, those who are joining. It's going to be a very amazing, amazing time here. See you guys. Leo ascendant, Rohit ji. Now, when we talk about Leo ascendant, Saturn is getting retrograde in the 8th house for all the Leo ascendant people. Now, those who are Aries moon, those who are Aquarius moon, those who are Pisces moon are going through Sarasati also. So, those who are in Sarasati have completely different effects. And if Sarasati and Saturn Mahadasha is going hand in hand, then there is again very, very different scenario for all the Leo ascendant people. But I will tell you what is on cooking right now. 8th house is the house related to transformation, and Leo ascendant people, you cannot deny that transformation did not happen. There is major transformation in your health, in your daily routine, in your mindset, in your attitude, even in finances. There is major transformation that is happening. Yes, due to the Saturn placement in the 8th house and aspecting the 10th house second and the 5th house, money wise we are facing a little bit of challenges or sometimes delays, but other than that, transformation on a personal, on an ideological, on a mindset level is absolutely happened after 29th of March. In fact, before that also it was happening. Right now also it is happening. Now, here what happens is that Saturn is in the 8th house of transformation or psychological patterns. So now deep psychological patterns and karmic debts will surface. Anything that has to do with hidden matters, anything that has to do with, something that has to do with occult, astrology, tantra, mantra, it may call back you to study again. And this is not a coincidence, Rohiji. It is just going to go retrograde. And yesterday onwards, Rohiji, you and me have started learning the secrets of some remedies of, like, this is not a coincidence. This is how things happen here. This is also a time for all the people, those who are in any profession, to go back and start learning, start understanding more and more secrets. That is what of your success. Since this is also the time, Saturn's aspects are very important. That's why before the place we talk about the placement, we'll talk about the placement in the end, but aspects are very important. Now, the third aspect of Saturn is on the 10th house of your career. Right here, career pressure will mount, because here it's an aspect of effort. Here, sometimes what you have done in the past will be completely become zero, and you'll have to start again. Lot of sometimes you get what we say, lot of reviews, lot of critics come to your life that, okay, you're doing this, you're doing that, and that can affect you somehow. This is a time to be at peace. Let people say whatever they want. You do whatever you feel is ethically correct. Don't think about people doing anything. You be very careful and say, okay, this is ethically correct. This is how I need to navigate this time. If, sorry to say this, but sometimes, in this situation, if you're hanging on a cliff on your job, like either it goes, either it comes, there can be possibility of job losses. You may lose status temporary, but regain with maturity. If you show maturity, if you be calm down, if you relax, there is speculative gains that you will get. You will suddenly get some new offer which will be more rewarding. So patience. Seventh aspect on the second house of family, karma, and wealth. In this situation, lot of things, lot of discussion with family related to inheritance, lot of investment revisiting your inheritance, or inheritance issues or financial plannings need revision here. This is a simple way to put it, that this is the time that you need a lot of revision in such areas. In fact, anything to do with your speech also, like any commitment that also you have done needs revision. Sometimes you must have overcommitted with Saturn. You become overwhelmed. Okay, oh, I will do this, but then you're not able to commit. You're not able to do it. So in that case, it needs revision here during this time. In fact, the 10th aspect on the 5th house of creativity, children demand lot of more responsibilities. In this time, You will have to rethink and rework on your creative projects, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It should not frustrate you. In fact, it should give you more and more learning every time you're reworking on it. So, the mindset has to change. Mindset changes, everything changes. Past lovers, delayed pregnancies, or failed project will seek new light, and that means there is lot of positivity. In fact, whenever Saturn or any other malefics, any planet will look at the fifth house, ninth house, or first house, it has to give good results. And here there is possibility that love from the past, returns to you. Even I know Leo ascendant because they're like absolutely head like always connected to me because I am also Leo ascendant. So many people are. One person got divorced, Rohitji, in 2014, and again they're getting like they came back together, the husband and the wife, Leo ascendant. After Saturn transited to the eighth house, after March, they said, "Sir, we are going to get married again." And I'm like, wow. I tell don't marry because there is a problem in the chart. Let it be common law, like live together, but don't marry. They have a child also, but yeah, now they are coming back together. Sometimes such kind of past lovers, delayed pregnancies, if pregnancies were not happening, a lot of challenges in pregnancies, you will see that everything is now, with your effort, with retrying it, it happens. Those who have done startup, those who have started something and failed projects, they are saying, no man, this project did not work only for us. This is the time to seek new light. Again, revisit that, try to put more effort into it. You will see it progressing. Saturn khali ye bol raha hai, like it is only saying that revisit everything related to your career, related to your finances, related to your startups, children, education, luck, devotion, everything. You have to revisit these things. Now, because this is in the eighth house, the occult, astrology, tantra may call you to study again. If you are studying astrology, if you are doing, and good option also. See, we are doing this 30th of August live astrology classes also. So, if in this 5 months only, I have also decided when Saturn gets retrograde and it becomes little bit of in good motion, then only I will start it, and that's why I've started this. And see here, the occult, astrology, tantra may call you to study again. And if there is anything that you want to do, you can join this course as well. So you can talk to Samantha on the link below. Mental health may need a lot of anchoring during this period, because there is karmic upheaval, something that you are, because eighth house is the unexpected things happen to you. Suddenly things happen to you and you say, oh, what the hell happened? Only good news for those people who are going through the first phase of Sarisati, Aries moon people, because Saturn will be in little bit of reverse motion. It looks reverse when it see the optical illusion, but on the other hand, this time the people who are in Sarisati get relief for 5 good months, very satisfied months you will get. Also, if there is any problem related to sexual trauma, like sometimes molestations or challenges that you have faced in the past related to intimacy, wounds, you will see that those are also healing during this time, and you may be able to heal it with your subconscious mind. In this time, there is also possibility that hidden people come, like older hidden mentors come, and they help you. Now, if you are in any kind of insurance problem, taxes problem, or even you want to create wills, this is the right time, and you can update in all these areas. It will be extremely helpful for all the Leo ascendant people. Overall, if you see, Saturn really brings some challenges, but those challenges are for higher learning and may give you long-term solution rather than a short-term gain. Yuji, one story I read, like a person who won a lottery once. He won $3 million lottery. 3 million is a lot, but yeah, he won and he became again a homeless. He became homeless, like he became completely lost it. Now God has given him second chance. That same person won a lottery. It's like $1,000 a week for life. So every week he will get $1,000. So what God did, first he gave him $3 million because his karmas were like that maybe. So he got it. He spent everything and he got ruined completely. Then God said, oh, this person, I gave him everything at once, he's not able to handle it, let me do some installments for him. So he made an installment saying that okay, every week he will get $1,000, so in a month he gets $4,000. So now he's sorted. Now he will not become homeless because every week he's supposed to get $1,000. So sometimes life gives you second chances, and the chances or the opportunities may be very different. So let's embrace everything that God has given to us. If we are having clothes on our body and food in our tummy, we are not at loss. We have achieved only. The problem is that we want more and more and more, and somehow that is the one that is creating problem with people, that I am capable, I am not getting this, I am this, I am not getting that. That is because you desire more and more. Sabka ek limit hai. There is some limit that God has given us, and you know by the effort that you show, you will see the limit. You know that where you're lacking. So that is exactly, everyone knows where they are lacking. If you start working on that, you will see wonders. Anyways, all the best. 40349311188. There's a link in the description. Just you go below in the description and click. You will see and subscribe, so that it gives us lot of power and motivation. Thank you. And I told you about the course from 30th of August. So all the best. Now, Virgo ascendant people, Rohit ji, here. Seventh house is where Saturn is getting retrograde. Saturn entered into the seventh house on 29th of March 2025. Now, this is the time that Saturn in this chart is a sixth house lord and also is the fifth house lord. That means Saturn is a benefic and very neutral planet. Benefic also, and little bit of challenges related to health also it can give. Seventh house is a Maraka house. In this, because Jupiter is the Kendra Lord, seventh house does not become Maraka. Second house become very less potent. Jupiter is supposed to be giving problems to such people. Now, what happens here is that in the seventh house, sometimes separation, if you're in the verge of separating, that will happen. Again, it will give you time to reevaluate and think that should I be doing this or should I be holding back on this. That is number one. Secondly, if anything that we are supposed to be doing related to realignment with our partners, or get into more bonding or get into trust areas, like let's reconcile and let's start bonding deeper. This is the time that with spouse and with business partners it is possible. So depending on which mahadasha, which period, which kind of phase in life you are, it will be decided. Saturn placement is in the seventh house of your relationships and partnership, but the aspect of Saturns are in the ninth house, in the first house, and in the fourth house. So now when we look at the third aspect of Saturn on the ninth house, this is the time of faith. This is the house of faith, divine spiritual wisdom, higher education, learning, travel to different places for higher education, pilgrimages. Sometimes it is related to father also. In all these areas, you will see that there is a lot of delays happening. Like if you're supposed to be traveling somewhere for education, there can be sudden delays that can come. If there can be possibility of you or luck suddenly working for you, that okay, this is where I'm going to receive it, suddenly that will delay. But there is no denial. This is the time to be patient and make sure you are reinvesting on it. You are absolutely motivated to work more and more harder to achieve that. Sometimes past teachers or ideological conflicts will seek closure. You will see that past teachers are no longer working for you. You have put a lot of effort to learn from them, but somehow it is not aligning. In such cases, such time, some ideological conflicts happen with the teachers, because Saturn is putting the third aspect on the sign of Venus here. Venus is the second house lord, which is also about your status. Saturn is the sixth house lord, putting in third aspect on the ninth house of judicial systems. Those who have been going through a lot of judicial problems, like struggle, like your cases are not ending. This is the time that you will, if you revisit the case again and start from the beginning, just thinking with the paperwork, you will find the loophole and you will be able to expedite your case. That is the kind of powerful position this Saturn is going into. Now, because Saturn is in the Kendra and aspecting the Lagna here, on the first house of health, personality, and life path, real alignment is in your cards. There can be possibility that your destiny aligns with yourself, and sometimes taking a step back to come back with action is what is required here. In many places, people fail, right? We try to build our attitude, our self-esteem. Sometimes, our 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 destiny, or our what you say, nature of the current events around us do not align with the do not align with our fate, or with our work. This is the time to just take a step back. It is a time to come back with action, because identity crisis problem, you will have to redefine who I am. But for that, you have to take a step back, try to rework on your stuff, and then go with complete force. 5 months is the time Saturn is going to be retrograde. So this is the time not to take impulsive actions. It's a time to realign on everything that you have been going through, even that is related to partnerships, even related to destiny, to education. Sometimes i I spoke to one person, Rohiji, you can't even believe what he said. He said, I came to Canada on this visa and student visa, and I'm not getting my PR. I said, what did you study? He said, I'm studying business administration. I said, what is your background? Well, before that I did some random studies only, some diploma in something. So I said, why did you do business administration, or why this course? He said, only because this I was getting in Canada, there was no other course. I said, so that means you did not want to do? No, but I thought I getting this, after this I will get my PR. I said, this is not how it works. What are you going to study? What are you going to work with? He said, I work in a store, like a grocery store. I said, this is the problem, identity crisis. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You're doing something to achieve some, you're making some different path to achieve a different thing, which is not aligning with your destiny at all. This is the time that you will see that, who am I in relation to others? This is where you'll have to redefine yourself. Now, the 10th aspect of Saturn on the fourth house, home repairs, emotional wounds, also repairs of emotional wounds, and family karma may return. Lot of things related to your roots, something coming from the depths of your family, something where you have been absolutely, how do I put it? Absolutely aligned to your family. Like, how do I say? If your family rituals, your family ideology, this is the time to reinvent them. Like Ruji, in our family, when I was a little boy, always in the Pitra Paksh, I used to see that Pitra Puja was done. When I came to Canada, we do not do it. But this year, I made sure that when the Pitra Paksh comes, you have to do this, that kind of redefining your family rituals, taking it on yourself, taking things forward. Such things is required. Those people who are working in any field related to real estate or vehicle sailing or anything to do with heavy machineries, anything to do with medical medicine, anything to do in terms of education, also you may face a little bit of delays in your life related to anything that you're trying to achieve. Also, good things is that you may get an opportunity to serve elders. Also, those who are planning to relocate, those who are planning to shift back, this is the time that to reevaluate. In fact, there is a beautiful service we provide. It's called astrocartography, which tells us where and which places are very, very beneficial for you. That is that kind of service you should take and understand that, okay, I'm spending this much amount of money to study or to settle abroad, but is this the right energy or the right place for me? If you land up in a place which is absolutely worst for you, your money is also gone, your motivation is also gone, your time is also gone. So make the right decisions here. Sometimes it is also the time of finishing ancestral duties. I told you that Pitra Puja is very important during this time. Be very motivated to serve your ancestors by doing some donations. Now, some things that we have to also take care of, and that is marital contracts. If you are in a verge of divorce or separation, they may be renegotiated, and it is a good time to reevaluate and sometimes rethink about it. Long-term partnerships, has to be into your priority, not quick fixes. Quick fixes is not going to work. You have to reach the problem, decide the problem, get the solution, and move forward, rather than quick fix. Okay, don't do it next time, I will not do it next time. No, why it was happened, what was the purpose behind it, has to be now taken out. Business deals from the past that must have been dead, you must have seen that there's nothing like that is working out, this is the time that it may resurface. You may get back business from the past, or the business that has been gone from your side because of your power, your dedication, your amazing brain and analytical power. It may come back to you. Even for jobs also, if jobs may have gone in the past, the same company may approach you again that, what, I think you should come and join us back, we have a position here for you. Legal cases may drag, but I told you the secret. This is the time to go from beginning, page one, to understand where is this loophole, where I can expedite this. This is where you will be able to accomplish that. All the best, guys. Do subscribe, because your subscription makes us like, it is free subscribe, right? There is no payment also for it. It is important because it motivates us, and so we can start keep making such videos. Otherwise, what is the use of me making YouTube channel or making YouTube videos? 403-493-118, it is the WhatsApp number. It's in the link below. So you go in the description, you click on the link, and you can directly come on WhatsApp to book an appointment. Here we go. For 30th of August onwards, we are doing new and live astrology classes. It's 7-week classes, 14 astrology classes in total. We will learn advanced methods of predictions with lot of Vedic stories and whatnot. So beautiful time for all the people. All the best. Link is in the bio, as what is told by me, by my team, that sir, please say link is in the bio. Don't say link is in the description. I said okay, sir. As you say. All the best, guys. Have a great time. Guruji, Libra ascendant. Now, this is one of the most awesome ascendants in the world. Again, I will say, and I don't care about what anyone else thinks about it, because one person from Capricorn was saying, you like Libra, I am unsubscribing because I said, unsubscribe. What am I? Who am I to hold you back? It's your wish. Go wherever you want. I don't care. But it is still the best. Understand, Venus is your Lagna Lord. Saturn is a Yoga Karka. Do you think this is a small thing? More, more beneficial than Taurus is Libra ascendant. That is what I can say. Now, here, Saturn has transited into the 6th house of your daily work and routine. Anything to do with your past enemies, anything to do with your diseases, enemies, any debts, any anything that has to do with this family disputes, sometimes court cases, sometimes very bad health problems is what we are seeing everything Saturn here. If you're going to Saturn Mahadasha Antardasha, then this is going to make a lot of sense for you. If not, then whenever Saturn will come into Pratyantar Sukshma Prana Dasha, you will see that things are manifesting the way it is supposed to be. Now, 6th house is where it is getting retrograde. When a planet gets retrogrades, it starts pulling the energy inward. Same way, it is a time of payback, time for unresolved enmity or service karma. If there is people who have really, really made you your enemies, it's a payback time. So be very motivated. You will see your enemies suffering in front of you. Now, ideally, the whole scenario of spirituality is, even someone does wrong to us, we don't react. God will look at it, and somehow that is what is going to happen. You don't have to do anything yourself. You will see that God will take action, and in front of you, maybe if there is humanity or humility that you want to show, go and help your enemies. That is the service of karma. That means even if they gave you problem, you are still standing there to help them. That is how powerful this time is. More than the placement of Saturn, which we will talk about it, the aspects of Saturn matter. Now, Saturn is looking at the 8th house here. Third aspect on the 8th house. Now, sometimes hidden power struggles, taboos, they re-emerge. Sometimes Saturn can identify or bring onto surface such very deadly diseases, sometimes related to very, very extremely bad diseases. I don't even want to take name of it, because those diseases are here so that they can be treated right now, so that your longevity increases. Saturn is the planet of longevity. In this sign, Saturn is aspecting the 8th house, which is friend's sign. That is the sign of Venus. Here Saturn makes sure that diseases, age and losses are cut down. The disease, well, age is not cut down, but losses, diseases, your sorrow is cut down here. And try to make sure this house is nurtured very well. For that, sometimes the way of Saturn is the hard way, not the very simple way. This is also the house of mental health, anxiety, subconscious fears. They may surface during this time because it's an uncertain period, but somehow you will have the power to overcome it also, because the 7th aspect of Saturn is in the 12th house. Isolation, foreign karma, hospital stays, there can be possibility related to these things. You may be shifting to a different country right now. Maybe there is travel wise, you're doing traveling, your anxiety is at high level, your sleepless nights, you are going through insomniac nights. But that is all because you want to get relief from your fear. You want to release your fear from your life. In many cases, Rohitji, those who are in very bad addictions, those who are not spiritual at all, those who are absolutely, like those who have, sorry to use the word, but narcissistic behavior, those who are very, very, they don't care about anything. This is the time that you're emotionally also, you will become a very service oriented person. You will become very, very extremely great person of service to other people, because Saturn is aspecting the 12th house. This is the house of expenditure, losses, sometimes debt, fear, and enemy. These are the areas of this house. In all these areas, you will see that the energy has become very introspective. Now it is all up to you whether you want to make things big or whether you want to end these things. That is what is going to be in your hands now. So make wise decisions. 10th aspect on the third house, courage to speak your truth is tested. You will see that anything that has to do with unethical behavior or something which is not acceptable in the society, you will stand up for it. And this is the time that it will be, your Saturn will be testing that, are you standing with the truth, or are you also involving into the pattern of, what you say, taking or supporting or communicating or committing wrong people. If there is any kind of karmic battle or any kind of problems with your siblings, this is a time to revisit those problems and try to solve it in the next 5 months. If siblings, neighbors, or other people who have created a little bit of challenges in your life in the past, this is a time to forgive them and invite them back into your life. This will show that how powerful you are re-emerging as a service oriented person. When we look at other things here, legal matters may intensify. Serve with humility. This time, if you know that you are wrong and you have done something, you have put legal pressure on someone else, it's time to withdraw. Otherwise, Saturn now in retrograde period, even if you win, karmically, it's not that great. Office politics or toxic colleagues may reappear. So it is a time to face them with dignity, but also make sure that you do not. Absolutely, because Saturn in the sixth house is a extreme planet with two swords in his hand and can chop off everyone. That kind of powerful Saturn becomes here. So we don't want to handle with aggression. We want to handle with strategy. Those who are having, Saturn is related to joint pain, and this is also the area related to the lower abdomen, the back side of the abdomen, that is the tailbone, and sciatica pain, and sometimes related to the L4 and L5 of the nerves in the back. This is what from sixth house we see. So back pain or some digestive system issues may reappear. Saturn, whenever in transit, moon will come here, it is poisonous. Like, it is time that you may feel like food poisoning or get some medicine poisoning. So during this time, you have to be very careful when it comes to such things in life. Overall, Saturn is a yoga karka for you. In retrograde period, it gives you revaluation time. That's what happens. Exactly what happened before 14th of November 2024. May, June, July, August, September, October, November. June, July, August, September, October, November. In July, Saturn got retrograde last year, 2024. And July till November, it was retrograde. Same results like you got that time, you will start getting such results during this time. So all the best, but in different areas of life. 403-493-1188 is the number, and do subscribe, because if you subscribe, it becomes a lot of motivating for us to keep making videos. And for advanced astrology cases I'm saying classes, many have joined, and those many are Libra ascendant. So welcome to the new classes, and all the best. There are few spots, I think 6 or 7 left, so all the best for other people who want to join. Scorpio ascendant, Rohitji. Now, when we talk about Scorpio here, this is the fifth house where Saturn has entered from 29th of March 2025. And now Saturn is getting retrograde from 13th of July, from 28th of November 2025 for approximately 140 days and 5 months. This is the retrograde period of Saturn. Everything is slow, man, when it comes to Saturn. Look at Mercury, gets retrograde and returns back in 10 days. Look at Saturn, slow, man. I'm going to be slow. That's what it says. Now, something very amazing is going to happen to the Scorpio ascendant people. One beautiful thing is that fifth house is the house of love, romance, children, something that has to do with startups. In these areas, you may reconnect with past lover or revisit unfinished creative work, even startups that you have started but not given a lot of attention towards it. This is the time that these 5 months where you can revive everything from you if I can put it this way, that you can revive it from barren ground to a beautiful lush green farm. That kind of power Saturn has in this fifth house. Fifth house is the most benefic house anyone can have. And Saturn is the third and the fourth house lord, sitting in the fifth house. So this is an absolute amazing placement of Saturn. Saturn's aspect are very important. Now, here the third aspect of Saturn is on the seventh house of relationships, partnerships. Now, during this time, the communication that you do with your partners in your relationship have to be extremely mature. It cannot be over the surface. It has to be extremely well researched also. Any contracts that you're signing, or anywhere where contract must have delayed in the past, they may resurface and you may be able to sign them. Old clients who have been not in touch with you for a very long time may resurface and say, where were you, man? Let's start doing something together. So you may need a lot of closures on your contracts, on your on signing many things. Now, seventh aspect, on the 11th house of gains, this is the time that your gains will come through discipline, through extrovert behavior, not from shortcuts. There is no shortcuts here. Your wishes, your hopes, your income, your gains may come from your social circle. This is also the time to reevaluate that who are the social people that you want to be aligned with. Because sometimes what happens is that here true colors of people come on surface, and this is the time to, what do you say, filter negative people from your life and throw them out of your life. You will find small loopholes. Saturn is a planet that brings everything on surface. Saturn does not hide anything. There is no way Saturn fears or hides like Rahu, like manipulation. No, Saturn is direct. There is no manipulation in Saturn. Saturn is called, by Parashara says, I am not saying this, Parashara says Saturn is a cunning planet. It is a cunning planet. It is not a manipulative planet. So cunning means that it will be very straightforward. That, okay, this is what happens. I want this kind of karma to be done. So you will see that, from your past friendships, you will see that many things come on surface, and which will give you a closure that, okay, what, end of this story. Let's now move with people who are actually making a difference in our life and actually helping us in progress, rather than people who are just creating nuisance in our life. The 10th aspect of Saturn is happening on the second house for you. Now, second house is the house of financial structure, your speech, your diet, your discipline, your family, your commitments. Now, many times, because this is the sign related to Jupiter, and Jupiter is also putting an aspect here, Rohitji, many people spend, or many people invest in luxury, or sometimes, they invest in gold, silver, which is very good, no problem. I suggest, whenever you want to invest in gold and silver, please invest into coins or bars, because the jewelry that we are taking a diamond ring, that is useless as soon as it comes out of the what do you say, showroom. It is half price. Then go and sell it next day. You will see what it is. But take a gold bar and go and then sell it in the shop. You will see, oh my god, man, this is giving me returns. Sometimes investment should be done in legacy creation, not pleasure. That is what Saturn tells when it gets retrograde. And the aspect of Saturn retrograde says that investment should be done in legacy creation. That I invest, and as soon as I invest, my money starts working for me. I will not work for it. The depreciation does not happen. Appreciation happens. That is the my wife's birthday, my daughter's birthday. I give them one small. I can afford like 10 grams or five grams gold bar. I give them that only. This is your birthday gift. They say, "What the hell? Every year you bring this only." I said, because the next year this becomes double for you. It is your. You will come to your use when you are growing up, when there is some immediate requirement of money. So always invest in gold and silver. If you have a natal placement of Saturn also here, then this is the best advice for you guys. Invest in Jupiter, because the more you will invest in gold, the more the positive things will happen to you. Here, relationship with children may need patience, because Saturn is getting retrograde. There may be a lot of things you need to revisit. In fact, for progeny also, those who are trying to get into childbirth, they may also have few delays here. Some IVFs and something may not work right now. So please wait till November. After November, you should try for it. On the other hand, student life or teaching work may face slowdown. Those who are in teaching, creative, film, television, you may see that. And if you're going through Saturn Mahadash or a Sadisati, things may become a little bit of slow for you. So for that also you have to be careful. The best way to do is lot of Saturn remedies. Now, depending on your birth chart, we can say the remedies, because the remedy of Saturn is not for everyone. Sometimes it may not work or may work in against you. So we have to be very careful whatever remedy we are doing. In this case, when Saturn is in the by chance in natal in the fifth house, then in this situation, worshipping or putting seven nails, that means pointed iron nails into the ground near the root of a tree, is the best remedy for Saturn. So there are so many different remedies, but if you have natal placement of Saturn here, then only do this. Otherwise, don't do it. And that too on a Saturday after sunset. Saturn remedies are done after sunset. Or one more beautiful remedy for Saturn, if such placement is there in your birth chart, take what do you say, pumpkin, kaddu and pumpkin is same, right, Rohitji? Yeah, take pumpkin, a ripened pumpkin. That means someone which has ripe already, and leave it in a running water on a Saturday in the evening, and looking at the direction of west, like west direction, take a pumpkin and drop it. You will see that Saturn is going to become absolutely benefic for you if you do that. Fifth house also is the house related to your past karmas. This time, a lot of past karmas may resurface. Healing ancestral trauma through expression is possible. This is also the time to go into any kind of service like past life regression or something like that, where you can find out, some unfinished karmas, and you can take steps to finish that. This is how powerful this period is. All the best, Scorpio Ascendant people. Do subscribe. I really, really love all of you guys. And 403-493-1188. The link is in the description. Like, and you go in the description, you click on that link, directly it will bring on the WhatsApp. You don't even have to feed this number. But otherwise, if you save this, I'm always here for you. All the best. And Rohitji, 30th of August onwards, we are doing new and live astrology classes. Last call. Those who are coming, come. Otherwise, we will stop this. I think 6 people are left. So we will be finishing this. All the best. Sagittarius ascendant. Now Saturn is getting retrograde in Pisces. On 29th of March 2025, Saturn entered into the fourth house for you from the third house where it was Mool Trikon, and it has come to the house related to your family, your comfort, your emotional, satisfaction, your mother, your real estate, your vehicles, your heart, your health, your blood, so many things, your dignity, how people look at you, so many things here. Now, it is also the house of childhood trauma. Remember this. This is a very important house, fourth house. Like, I have Saturn in the fourth house. And if Saturn is in the fourth house, sometimes it gives you childhood trauma. Child, it also creates little bit of challenges when you are. In fact, if you have a natal placement of Saturn here, there is also possibility that your grandmother or maternal grandmother is the one that raises you up. That is also a research point here, because I have verified in more than 30-40 charts now. Anyways, Saturn is getting retrograde in Pisces. Now, deep emotional wounds from childhood will seek lot of attention. Suddenly, you may come across some kind of very past nostalgic moments or things which you never achieved in your childhood, and now you're achieving it. Please understand the true value of what you have achieved. This is extremely important for Sagittarius ascendant people. Something that has made your life comfortable or emotionally you're at comfort, you need to value it with absolute gratitude towards the universe. Saturn is the placement of Saturn is a different story altogether. But here, the aspect of Saturns are very, very important. Now, third aspect of Saturn on the sixth house of health routines, employment, and debt must be reviewed. This is also the time that many diseases will surface suddenly. You know why? Because Saturn is a planet of longevity. Whenever it gets retrograde, it tells, okay, you know what, reevaluate yourself. Something is not right. And diseases may come on surface so that you can take action and make sure that you are saved from very, very dangerous diseases. Old diseases or work conflicts may arise again, like work wise also. Toxic people may come back to your life, those who are trusting, and you may say that, oh my god, this person I gave my trust, my everything, and this person is working behind my back against me. This is the kind of what you say things that will surface for you, which may put you into absolute, sorry to say, but absolute rage of, your you will be taken, you will be feeling that advantage has been taken of you, like very wrong advantage. But don't worry, because understand, there is a karmic pattern for everyone. If someone is taking an advantage of you or creating bad problems for you, it is they are adding up to their karmas, and it is not free will. They were supposed to come into your life to give you this lesson also, that who to trust, who not to trust. Otherwise, if the child does not fall 10 times, 15 times, how will he learn to walk? That is exactly how life is. When things like this happen, we need to understand that this is the time that, it is making us learn more and more and more. Seventh aspect on the 10th house, Rohiji, of your career. Now a lot of career obligations will come to karmic balance. There is a lot of things related to your fame, ability, dignity, power challenged during this time. You may be feeling very over the top, very high vulnerable, because your finances, your communication, your effort pattern may be questioned during this time, because second and third house lord is aspecting the 10th house. Your dignity, your power, or your actions, or your discipline may be questioned during this time. So please align yourself with the discipline energy of Saturn. Ego and anger will also be tested during this time. Your situations will either give rise to ego and anger, which should be avoided. Challenges may come, and take it completely with with absolute grace and power. Say, let the challenge come. I'm not getting egoistic that, okay, prove yourself. I will prove myself better than the main boss, the management also. That's how powerful I am. I will not take ego and say, oh, he's telling me to prove myself. That means the past things I have done is of no use. Nothing. Don't bring that things to your mind. You may need to again redo public responsibilities or roles. There may be possibility that people may say, okay, redo this. You may do a full project and people will say, no, you know what, it's not working, you have to work on it again. That kind of situations can happen. That's why delay in achieving goals happen during the time when Saturn is retrograde. The 10th aspect on the first house, your health, your self-image, and your personal maturity will be in focus during this time. You need to adopt a very disciplined as well as home, work, life structure. A book, a diary like this has to be maintained, where you make your notes that this is what I'm supposed to do, this is what I'm supposed to finish, this is what I'm supposed to do, this is what I'm supposed to do, so that you are in absolute discipline in home, work, and life. All the balances are maintained, because sometimes the retrograde energy of Saturn can create fear, and you may panic, and you may also miss few important deadlines, which can again create the ego, the anger in you, that okay, people will say that, okay, you were not disciplined, you did not do it on right time. That can be a problem for you. If there is any land or property related issues that are going on, it is a time to revisit them, because they may reappear, and you need to now give it a final closure here. One beautiful thing is that when Saturn comes here, Saturn is very, very extremely attached to the mother. And in fact, it has done one sin. He kicked his mother once, for which he always regrets. And whenever it comes here, it is a time to serve the mother or older woman, like grandmother, or mother like figures, your sisters of your mother, and so many, or father's mother, father's brother's sister, who's like your mother, like that kind of relationship. Wherever it is, you may see that you are getting this chance to serve them and clear your karmic debts. And also, fourth house is the house of inner peace and happiness. Rethink that where your inner peace lies. Either it lies in wealth, so go after wealth. If it lies in karma, that means service, go into service. It is lies with your family, go towards your family. It is, if it lies towards your spouse, go towards yourself. So this is the time you have to make a decision, okay, which side I want to put my attention on. Overall, great period for turning things back into your favor. Exactly as it is, I'm saying, turning things back into your favor is Saturn in the fourth house retrograde motion. Because in this 5 months, you will be able to restore your inner peace, your happiness, with challenges coming in and you overcoming those challenges. That is exactly what Saturn really means in this position for you. All the best. Do subscribe, because if you subscribe, it gives us power, it gives us motivation to again create more and more content. Otherwise, I get lazy. I tell Rohit, yaar, we put the last video, there are 12 subscribers which came. Why the hell should we make another video? Then he says, no, the other people are also waiting. So do subscribe, it helps us. 4034931188 is the WhatsApp number where you can connect with me. If you go into the description, there is a link, and you click on that link, it will directly bring you on the WhatsApp. So that is a good technology, right? All the best. Or email acastrochannel@gmail.com, however you want. 30th of August onwards, we are doing live astrology classes, advanced astrology. All the best, everyone who's enrolled, and all the best for everyone who's enrolling now. See you. Capricorn ascendant people. Now, when we look at Capricorn ascendant here, Saturn is getting retrograde in Pisces. Now, when we look at Saturn here, it entered 29th of March 2025 into the third house of your effort, your courage. That means you must have seen sometimes communication issues, sometimes laziness is what is happening in you. Sometimes problem related to travel, short distance travel is not taken care. That kind of scenario is what is happening for all the Capricorn ascendant people. Here, you will see that retrograde motion adds to little bit of, you know, fear of failure. You may fear that, okay, what if failure happens? What if my action I have taken will not be right? What if my whole effort goes to waste? So sometimes this is the time that actually plays with the courage element of your life. Your courage becomes little bit of disturbed. Saturn in the third house is the house related to younger siblings. There can be, again, re-evaluation time with your younger siblings. There can be delays, problems with your younger siblings during this time. Even with friends, there may be possibility of to and fro, lot of communication issues, lot of miscommunication. Sometimes the effort that you're putting with them goes unrecognized. Third aspect of the Saturn on fifth house, discipline in romance, education, or children is required. This is the time that if you are learning something, you have to be so disciplined here, because Saturn is aspecting your fifth and ninth house collectively at the same time. If you don't show discipline, then without knowledge, without learning, there is no earning. So you will miss on gains, miss on money. Your destiny will become weaker. There is possibility that past romance or past people who were in romantic, what do you say, connection with you may resurface. Your children, which have been, those people who are separated, those people have not seen their children for a very long time, suddenly the children may reappear in their life. Or those who are waiting for any kind of progeny, childbirth, you will see that beautiful childbirth is happening, like that. Finally that destiny has come to existence here. Past creative pursuits, like any startups that you did, any motivated you were something to do something, they will again come back to action. When we see here those who are in speculative gain, like share market, stock market, if past lot of losses has happened, this is the time of loss recovery. So lot of loss recovery happens. Money wise, it's a good period, by the way. Seventh aspect on the ninth house says, sometimes travel delays can happen, or if you're in a legal battle, some delays can happen here. Spiritual growth would return with very, very full force during this time, because the more and more dependent Capricorn ascendant people will be on spiritual practices, will be on occult practices during this time, will be on learning, some learning which we were doing in the past, which was suddenly which ended, or suddenly which could not go forward or move forward. This is the time to reevaluate those learning and start learning higher education, take an admission, start working, start thinking that, okay, you know what, if I do this course or that course or any higher studies, it will add more value to my work, to my occupation. Saturn is the Lagna Lord here, going into the third house. You have to put effort everywhere, extra effort in every cases now this time. Now, 10th aspect of Saturn on the 12th house of foreign karma. Your subconscious mind, your dream world, your intuition, your fears, your enemies from the past may resurface during this time. Enemies may your subconscious mind may be very active, or maybe this is an absolute time. Those who are trying for foreign countries, those who are trying for visas, those who are trying for green cards, this is an absolute time to gamble, because Saturn in this position actually makes sure that all these activities related to the government work, foreign settlement, isolation, going, or even medical practices, like even medical thing. If you are medically want to do something, this is a very right time to re-evaluate everything and take action. Saturn putting 10th aspect on the 12th house means siblings in foreign country may be very beneficial for you, because 10th aspect on the, so you can work with your siblings if they are in foreign country. You can make some collaborations here. See, with karmic ties with siblings or neighbors or friends or colleagues or very very neighborhood, like social, very close social circle, will require lot of final settlement area, lot of things that you need to confront with each other. This is what is number one. Secondly, you will see that learning new skills from past will bring slow but very lasting rewards. It will be slow, learning will be slow. It's because fifth and ninth house are both aspected by Saturn, so learning will be slow, but learning has to happen. Even small baby steps has to happen, because that will bring long lasting rewards that are lifetime. Those were in any business related to publishing, writing, journalism, creativity, article writing, coding, even something that has to do with Saturn, like businesses of steel, iron. You will see that delays happen. You have to restructure your whole ideology, your thinking, your skill set, your people around you. Then only things will start working in the right manner. Short distance travel wise also, if we are thinking of short distance travel, you'll have to reschedule 1 or 2 times, because this is how the energy is aligned with your chart. All the best, guys. Have a great and a wonderful transit. Do subscribe, because yours, if you subscribe, it gives us motivation to make more and more videos. Otherwise, I get bored, man, nowadays. I will speak for 20 hours and no one will do anything. So somehow, energy exchange is important. Huh? Remember this. Anything taken for free in this world, you will have to do that much free for other people also. 403-493-118, it is the number. Link is in the description for readings or any kind of chart analysis, matchmaking, astrocartography, so many things. So all the best. And 30th of August onwards, astrology live classes are there, advanced astrology. For that also, you can align yourself with my team. They will explain you the procedure. In fact, the whole previous course of basic astrology is free. You will be able to enjoy to the fullest. So all the best. Aquarius rising, Rohitji. Now here, the Lagna Lord is in the second house. That means Lagna Lord is in progression, in a very benefic place. Lagna Lord has entered, Saturn has entered in the sign of Pisces from 29th of March 2025, and it will be here till 2027. Now, when we look at this placement, one beautiful and one good thing and one challenging thing is seen here. The good thing is that Saturn is in the second house in its own Mool Trikon ascendant. That means Aquarius is the Mool Trikon for Saturn, and Saturn in progression in the second house gives monetary benefits. But in retrograde motion, Saturn has lots to say, lots and lots to say. Saturn is a planet of discipline. Saturn is a planet of ethical nature. Saturn is a planet of sometimes, yeah, Saturn is a planet of sorrow also. It can create sorrow, it can create trouble, it can create problem. Sometimes it coming to the second house may create a lot of family disputes, family clashes, family, sometimes the family's true colors come on surface and you are saying, oh my god, my family is my enemy. That kind of things happen. But this is also a very important house when it comes to Artha. Artha means money. Second house is Arthasthana. Money place. Now, very rigid money mindsets must be updated. There is a time to reevaluate your pattern of thinking about money, thinking about investments, thinking about earning money, thinking about saving money, thinking about spending money. All these areas, your bank balance, what is money doing in the bank? Why is not money working for you? That is the kind of ideology you need to completely get into your mindset. That is what is required here. More than the placement of Saturn's aspect make a very big difference here. Now, third aspect of Saturn on the fourth house Your emotional security really needs restructuring. Some effort that you'll have to put in your home and your family to make sure that your roots of the family do not get damaged. You have to put extra effort, lot of communication, lot of speaking, lot of counseling to your with your family members, so that dignity can be maintained in the family. Sometimes in very good scenarios, because the third aspect of Saturn is supposed to be in efforts, the effort that you have put to bring your mother back to a very good health actually really happens, and you are feeling very, very nice during this time. Because fourth house is also the house of your real estate, and Saturn is related to real estate. Saturn and Mars together are really related to real estate. This is the time that there may be some effort or some expenses that may be happening in the real estate. Healing relationship with mother or past home life is very, very essential. This is the time those who are working from home, they will see that lot of repair has to be done. Sometimes it is also a time for you to move away from the house, like go away from the Saturn's aspect on the fourth house also tells that there can be sudden transformation or you moving away from your comfort zone. So depending on your dasha anta dasha, we will be able to see how your Saturn is manifesting your details around this. Seventh aspect of Saturn on the eighth house. This is the house related to hidden fear, losses, inheritance. These all problems may resurface. Some kind of health problems that was causing anxiety to you, it has already stopped. Now they may resurface. You may feel again anxious. You may feel challenged. What the hell is happening to me? Am I okay? Am I going to be very good? Am I going to be powerful? Such kind of things is going to resurface. Sometimes this is also about bad habits. Some people who have quit smoking, some people who have quit drinking, again it may resurface. You may have emotional vulnerability during this time. That means you may require substance to control your emotions. For that, I suggest that please do meditation. There is only one thing that can solve this problem, and that is dhyana, meditation. Sometimes psychological transformation happens, which is unavoidable. You are in such situation where you have to take wrong paths, but that wrong paths will create sin, because this eighth house is the house of sin. Seventh aspect of Saturn on a dushtana, that is the house of Mercury and the house of sin, can also create physical transformation which can be unavoidable. So please take help. Try to be like, this is also the house related to occult sciences, this is also the house related to numerology, vastu, astrology. Take help of an astrologer, take help of a vastu consultant, take help of just a psychologist, like someone who works on psychology department. Try to talk to them, talk it out. Don't keep secrets into your life. Don't try to get into what you say, a bad trip. Try to use that bad trip or try to share that with other people, because sometimes Saturn in the second house also means that you become Lagna Lord in the second house means you become extremely secretive. You don't want to say something, or you delay so much in expression that it you know the train has already left and now you cannot do anything about it. Family legacy. Sorry, one more important thing, because Saturn is looking at with the 10th aspect on the 11th house of your gains, of your social circle, anything to do with extrovert behavior, with group settings, with your elder siblings, with your hopes and dream pattern that you have done, that okay, this is my goal that I have set in this area. It is looking now, gains will come because 10th aspect is there, it is retrograde. But again, lot of hard work, lot of filtering your friend circle, your social circle, you have to filter during this time, that okay, are they really useful for me, or am I wasting time here? Is it is it going to be like, is are they going to be helping in my career or my karma pattern? Are these people aligned to make my karmas negative or make my karmas positive? This is what in your friend circle you will be able to understand. Something related to spiritual filtration is what happens when Saturn puts in 10th aspect on the sign of what do you say, Jupiter, where Jupiter is putting an aspect here. Also Jupiter is putting the 7th aspect here. So sometimes spiritual filtration happens. Wisdom with discipline aligns in the 11th house for you. Those who are in any business related to speculative gains, anything to do with working with elder siblings, they have collaboration with elder siblings, or in family business, have to be absolutely careful, because financial planning becomes a very karmic necessity during this time. In fact, family legacy, tradition, or old values will be challenged, because you are a new age person maybe, and your family is old school, so it may be challenged that what the hell are you doing this, why are you doing this, which can create ego problems. In this time, ego should be kept on the side. Avoid harsh speech. Karmic backlash is very strong now, so we don't want to get into such situations where we are then later saying that, oh, why the hell did I say this, now I lose this part of in the family, or this respect in the family. That is how this time is aligning with you. Education wise also, those who are into those who are children are in education, they may also face a little bit of delays here. And those who are traveling, trying to travel abroad, may also face a little bit of delays, because 12th house lord is getting retrograde. So sometimes, again, you apply for visa, there may be more documents they ask, so again re-paperwork can be happening. All the best, guys. Do subscribe, because if you subscribe, that gives us motivation, give us power, give us energy to make more and more videos. And 403-493-1188 is our WhatsApp number, and only WhatsApp number. There is no one else here as AC Astro. Please put your comments in the description as well, and in the description we have a WhatsApp link where you can click and directly come on WhatsApp. You don't need to put this number and write, and very easy we have made for you. All the best. And 30th of August onwards, we are doing live astrology classes. Hopefully, this is the last call, because we have six or seven spots. So, all the best. And those who have joined, welcome. Those who are joining, all the best. Pisces ascendant. Now, when we talk about Pisces ascendant here, first or ascendant rising sign, your Lagna is where Saturn transited on 29th of March 2025. And from that time, Saturn is placed here. Majorly when Saturn comes to the ascendant, and if you're in Saturn Mahadashantas or in Sarisati, everything comes slow motion. Everything becomes slow motion. You try to transform yourself, you become more mature. That is a very good thing. Deep self evaluation happens, and here also during this retrograde period, deep self evaluation and maturity is needed. In some cases, sometimes career wise we face a little bit of backlash, or sometimes we face a little bit of issues related to your achieving that goals, achieving that. Every aspect of life is affected when Saturn is in the Lagna. The 11th house lord is in the ascendant. This is the time only personal effort can bring gains. Sometimes these gains also come from foreign countries. Sometimes intuitively, your gut feeling is the most important during this time. The gut feeling is the one that will give you the right reason to believe in yourself. First house is the house that is related to your body, your mind, yourself, your attitude. In every of these areas, re-evaluation is needed. That means retrograde motion is simple re-evaluation of all these areas, where you want to realign with the health pattern of your life, realign with the wealth pattern of your life, realign with the attitude that, am I being a nice person, am I changing myself, my personality. Everything will be in reverse motion here, where you need to reevaluate and redefine your existence. If by chance you're going to Saturn Mahadasha Antardasha Pratyantar, you will see that already you are transforming yourself. Your lot of things are changing. Third aspect, on the third house of communication, issues with siblings or struggle convincing siblings, or convincing your neighbors, or convincing your, what you say, your immediate social circle, will be very, very a tedious task, but you have to do it. You have to show courage this time. All the courage, all the communication, all the writing, all the speaking are under the eye of Saturn, the third eye of Saturn. This is the time that Saturn says that if you don't show effort, or even in retrograde motion, you are not willing to change yourself, or change your thinking, or change your communication pattern, once it becomes direct, it will start showing you wrong effects. This is that time that, okay, damage is done. This is the damage control time. Seventh aspect of Saturn goes on the seventh house here. Now, seventh house is the house of partnership, relationships, and what not here. Now here, it is a time of confrontation. Saturn is a very cunning planet. Saturn is a very direct planet. Saturn does not do anything in hiding. Saturn will say, okay, confront your partner. This is the time that relationship trial should happen. because that will bring long term clarity rather than no relationship trial. Or if you are again manipulating or talking in round and round circles, things will not come to an end. This is a time that one on one discussion will make sure that can happen. And spouse here, if your spouse also will have retrograde Saturn in some place or the other, they may appear very cold. So this is the time that you'll finally understand if soul contracts are unfolding in better way or for separation. So this is a time that the decisions related to separation, divorces happen. Also, something that has to do with reconciliation and marriage also happens. This is a time of decision, making decision for partnerships. Even when it comes to decision in business partnerships and contracts, signing of contracts, becoming partners, ending partnerships, everything depending on your personal chart is what is highlighted during this time. The 10th aspect of Saturn, Rohitji, is on the 10th house here. Now, career goals require very serious realignment. I told you this is a time that you have to realign everything related to your wealth pattern, health pattern, career pattern, physical pattern, because Saturn is in your ascendant and taking care of the whole, as a whole, the whole personality of Pisces ascendant people for the next 2.5 years. March 29th has already started. Important time to take responsibility of your public image. You are the one who is being lazy or showing laziness here. So you have to take everything. Your weight of your karma may be felt in body, mind, soul, actions, people around you. Everywhere you will see that, oh my God, I'm getting more and more, more and more in things are getting more and more intense, more and more responsibilities are coming on me, which is good, because it is an excellent time to redefine yourself as completely a different. Like, this is the time that snake removes its scale, right? The skin it removes, the scales it removes. It is that time you have to remove that scale. It will create a little bit of tough, or it can be a little bit of you know hard on you, but it makes you a completely new person altogether. Now, excellent time for any kind of yogic practices, fasting, studies, meditation, walks, nature walks, slow breathing exercises are very important when it comes to Saturn can be a very in a planet that can give you a lot of cold and cough. So those people who are Pisces ascendant, from the time Saturn has come to your ascendant, you must have seen that cough or throat issues or always cold chest congestion must be a very very regular pattern that you must be seeing here. This is also a time that you may use all these practices like meditation, breathing, pranayama, pranic healings for yourself. This will help you very very much, and by the end of this retrograde you will emerge stronger, wiser, and more grounded. So that means, on an overall life, your health, wealth, maturity, Saturn is going to make a very big transformation into your life. And this transformation can also mean that you becoming a complete different person altogether. You taking some very big leaps in your life related to leaving your bad habits, leaving your bad karmas that you have done, like overcoming all of these with absolute good karmas and spiritual alignment during this time. So all the best. Do subscribe, Pisces Ascendant people, because if you subscribe, it gives us motivation. For that effort we put, we need little bit of value for it. And all the best. There's a WhatsApp link in the description also, where you can click and directly come on WhatsApp for any kind of personal readings. And here, 30th of August onwards, we are doing new and live astrology classes, the advanced astrology. Those who have not done basic will get the basic course for free, so that they can learn that and then join this advanced course. So all the very best, and thank you, Rohitji. I know it's a very long video. You have been sitting here for almost 2 hours now. Sorry for making long videos. I have a complaint from a person, Rohitji, saying you make long videos. That's why it's very difficult for me to take time to watch. So now what do I say, Rohitji? Where do I go? If there is so many things that a planet has showing, in fact this is not long video. If I want to make a video on one ascendant, it is absolutely 1.5 hour if we touch every aspect for one ascendant, every aspect in detail. But up then people say that you make long videos, we get bored and we get this that. So what can I say, Rohitji, here?
Still, we are 12 minutes short because I was prepared for 2 hours. So thank you for giving me 12 minutes discount. And see this as a positive. But no, long videos are not boring because everyone wants on ascendant and then they go ahead. And the more depth we go into, the more insight they get. I think long videos are good options. People appreciate it most of the time, but one, two people always they spread negativity in every channel. They can come, they're most welcome. But yes, long videos are good options. It takes our efforts, but yes, this is good. Thank you very much,
Thank you, Rohit.
Akashji. Thank you.
One more
Till
thing, Rohit, that many people have also signed up for the courses. For them, if they are watching right now, I think end of the video, I don't think so. Only we are watching, Rohit, you and me. I don't know many people are watching or no. But just be patient because there is so many filtration that we have to do. We will be making a WhatsApp group and we'll be adding everyone there. So, very soon that is going to happen. Mostly, I am targeting it to be happening from 15th of July. 15th of July or 30th of July, because August 30th is the course. So, 2 months are still there. So, just relax. Other thing, Rohit, I want to clarify is that many people have been also discussing about where to join WhatsApp group, whatnot. In the link below there is a link for joining WhatsApp groups. There also you can join WhatsApp group, and what you say, discuss astrological topics, research, not chart analysis. We stopped that completely, but because half knowledge is dangerous knowledge, so many other things are there, Rohit, which is related to alignment of your stars, or sometimes in transits, if things are happening, if that ascendant is going through some problem, they discuss, and others says that yes, this kind of things happen to us also. Some people say this remedy we did which helped us. Some people say this is how we overcome this situation. This is where I am into right now. We do prayers together for the people who are sick, who are not healthy. So many good things, Rohitji.
right. So many good things. So please join this group and for consultation and classes, number on the screen, link in description. Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Kaji.
Rohitji.
Thank you very much. We'll meet you in next video. Till then, Jai Shri
Jai
Ram.
Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman, Jai Mata Di, Jai Ma Lakshmi. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.